Hi, there's a lot of prep here now. I do a variety of articles and stuff as well as you know. But this one here is called a shtf, Women and Sex. I've been doing a little research trying to find out things about it. It's the difference between the females and the males in the shtf situation worldwide. So this in here is published by Valerie, survivalcash.com. Uh, then it's talking about saying if you are a woman, a roughing it will take on a whole new meaning in a SHTF situation, coping with that time of the month. Well, I don't want to worry about that no more. Sex, birth control, and giving birth in an emergency situation are all things that you will have to take into consideration in your emergency preparation. It doesn't matter what age you are as a female in an SHTF situation. No woman is safe in a rape scenario. You think because you're an older woman, if you check out the news and you see it in articles, women of all ages are being raped and murdered no matter what. One gentleman that they interviewed who had murdered and raped several women said that the best sex he ever had was with this woman who was in her 70s, and he raped her and then he murdered her. And this man was in his 20s. Now that's sad. That's just how it is in a situation. There is no age limit in a situation like this. Now it says women will have definitely, definitely, of course, different things to deal with in an SHTF situation. Daily survival will also include having to deal with our monthly period, a topic that may be sensitive to talk about but needs to be addressed. Now I want to tell you something. A lot of animals are attracted to blood. It's just natural. When a woman is on her monthly, animals can smell it. Animals can track you down when you are on your monthly. So that's the thing is, so you have got to figure out how you are going to manage that, and you cannot just dispose of your female pads and just throw them aside. You need to burn them. You need to bury them or something other, destroy them in some way, pour bleach on them or do something other to make certain the smell is not there, because animals will track you down by the smell of blood. Bottom line. So, and then there are several options available. I may have already opt for a minimal menstruation suppression. I control my monthly gift with a COC. Now, in an SHTF situation, this will only last so long. Now, the thing is getting it removed and thinking in situation, you can control it. But that is a lot to think about in there. Now, I had a part of my female stuff removed, so when I did, my period stopped. So that can happen in a lot of cases now. But I take a typical birth control pill, it says, and just continually take active pills. Now, every 3 or 4 months, I will take the placebo pill and allow my body to withdraw for a few days, as this seems to curb my unwanted breakthrough bleeding. Now, the thing is that in a real SHTF situation, you're not going to have these options here. So you're just not going to have it at all to deal with. It says, and she goes on about talking about the thing and the disposable cuts, but in a real SHTF situation, all that's going out the window. You might as well just, that's fine and dandy for a temporary situation, but once that time period's up, you still got to face all that. Uh, and then, some women may also find themselves wondering if they will have to trade sex for food and supplies, and that's still going on today. Just bottom line. Now, this is not something I could ever see myself personally doing, but I have also never been starving, never needed shelter, etc. I believe all need to think about this. I realize this may sound repulsive to most, but if you are in dire straits, humans find themselves doing all kinds of things they never previously considered. Obviously, this is going to be a personal choice, but no matter how much repair you think you are, chances are at one point you may run out of supplies. Mentally preparing yourself for just how bad things may really get is going to be necessary to survive. Women's been doing prostitution since the beginning of known time to survive. Many of them did it. They ran away from home or whatever. Many of them did it because that's the only occupation choice they had to survive. They had children to take care of and feed. And then, of course, during the times, it was not as easy for them to get work as compared to now. Not saying it's any easier now. A lot of them has drug addictions and other problems. A lot of them ran away from abusive homes into the streets and end up living this lifestyle that really wasn't much better than what they was being abused before. But then they was in that lifestyle. So this has been going on since the beginning of time. You will do what it would take to survive. And it's no age limit when it comes to a woman. You think just because that woman's in the 70s that no man's going to be wanting her. I'm going to tell you what, if she's the only woman in the camp, she could trade that sexual favors to be fed, to be given shelter, to be given clothes or whatever. She will do what she has to in many cases to survive. And that's why a lot of women winds up with a lot of men in a situation like that to survive, because they, in a survival situation, you are going to wind up pairing yourself off with someone, whether you want to or not. It's all about survival. Now, it says one way to reduce this risk is by starting to build up supplies for potential barter items, and so you can click on items. While this is not foolproof in a situation, it's one idea to protect yourself from having to compromise your body. Now, there is no 100% deal on this. You could still be in a barter situation. You could still have supplies to barter with, but you're going to have men out there that don't care about the supplies. They're caring about getting their rocks off. There's going to be good men. There's going to be bad men. The point is, there's going to be people that's going to show their colors that you never thought they was like that to begin with in a situation. In an everyday situation, what we're living in now, you said, boy, that person was really a good person. But then when things happen, a side of him showed or a side of her showed, the true nature will come out in many people. There is people who will become very vicious and very cruel. Since there's no law to control things and stuff, they will step over the bounds that they would have never stepped over before in the other survival situation. Is it going to be easy on women? No. Are you going to have to trade sex maybe to survive? Possibility. Are you going to become a part of a breeding stock to survive? Possibility. During Hitler's time, Jewish women was put in these facilities where they was forced to be prostitutes, and if they weren't satisfactory, they was beaten and they was killed on it. So it's been going on since the beginning of time. Women being forced into situations they didn't want them to be forced into. Some of them was able to get out of it. They was lucky to get out of it. Many of them, they remained in it all their lives. In a situation like that, no woman's safe. It don't matter how old you are. Of course, a lot of guys prefer the young women and stuff, but then there's those in a situation. If you're the only woman that's in that camp, many men ain't going to care. They're going to, as long as they can take care of what they got to take care of. But then there's those are going to care. So, like I say, in a survival situation, childbearing, women are very vulnerable during the birth of childbearing. They're very weak at that time. Animals will be aware of it. They will, if you are by yourself trying to produce that child, that's a danger right there of bleeding to death. There's a danger of animals attacking you in the middle of childbearing time. There is a chance of being raped no matter what age you are. Chance of starvation in it. There, even if you got items to barter, even if you got a trade and knowledge to barter with, does not mean you are totally 100% safe in any situation. Your monthly period can be very dangerous, especially animals smell it. They can track you with it. That is something you have to think about. You have to consider burying your items and stuff, and how to eliminate, to control the odor or something about it. That's something you need to think of. Even getting in the water and taking a bath, and the smell of the blood will attract certain animals if you're not careful. So it's a lot to think of. It is going to be hard on many women in SHTF situation. It's going to be very different in a SHTF situation. Uh, and you're not going to have the advantage of these so-called birth control things that she's talking about, stuff like that. It's going to be gone, and that's just not going to be there. So you have to think about how you are going to survive in an SHTF situation for women on sex and other options in life. So this is Live Prepper here. I want you to be safe, be happy. Bless you all.